95. DJ Yoakley with you, and it's all brought to you thanks to our friends at Toyota of Warren. We got a great show for you today, especially if you're an East Liverpool Potter fan. We got the trifecta of Potters. We have Coach Reynolds joining us in just a moment. We have Cohen Pease, and we have the brand new record-breaking and one of the best sharpshooters in the entire land. Ladies and gentlemen, Nate Birch will join us on the show as well. All Potters all the time right now, and need I say more? At this time, we bring live one of the best coaches, first-year coach of the East Liverpool Potters, and a guy who has been part of the family, the YSN family, the Yoakley family, for longer than I've known. Ladies and gentlemen, Kade Reynolds. Kade, how are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. All right, so we're about halfway through-ish the first year. Talk to me about how it's been going and some of the challenges that you faced that maybe you didn't expect, and some of the awesome stuff that you faced that obviously has got you smiling right now.
Yeah. Obviously, first year, it's been a whirlwind of emotions. Obviously, it's something that I've dreamed about. As far as stuff that I didn't really expect, I mean, you said I've kind of been around for a while, so I kind of got to see it all. I didn't get to see as much of the behind the scenes as as I thought, but having Coach Miller with me, who's been here for I think this is his 10th, 11th year. He's really helped me with some of the stuff that maybe I didn't expect, but as far as the stuff that's got me smiling, I mean, we're winning basketball games, doing what I love, coaching a great group of kids with a great group of guys, and we're just having fun.
And having fun you are, man. You guys are tearing up the hardwood. Did you have any, I guess, anticipation of what this year would bring you in the record? I mean, you guys are what, 8-2 right now overall?
9-2 as of Saturday.
9-2. My apologies. And still perfect in the conference, correct?
No, we dropped. Well, it depends. The Buckeye 8 is split into two divisions, and so we're perfect in our division, but we did drop one to St. C. So
yeah, you guys got that weird conference thing going on down there. Yeah. It's a wild party down in East Liverpool.
Yeah, it definitely is odd with it, being two divisions, but your league record only counts for your division. But so in our division of our league, yes, we are still undefeated.
I mean, obviously, you have boxes you want to check as a coach. That's some of the first conversations you have with your players. Did you anticipate any of this, halfway through the season, where you guys would be, knowing that it's your quote-unquote first rodeo? You've been around the game a very long time, been a coach now for a few years, but this is your first head coaching position in a place that you know and you love. Talk to me about your expectations, kind of what they were, and are they living up to it, or do you guys still have some fight left in you?
I mean, that's a great question, because I mean, I think it comes with a lot of different answers. Obviously, my expectations were very high. I mean, I've had this group since they were sophomores. Coaching them through the JV level. I mean, we've only lost 4 games together going into this season in the last 2 years. So my expectations were very high. But I mean, if I couldn't look you in the eyes and say, like, I guarantee we'd have been 9-2, if I had told you that in June, I'd have been lying. So obviously, I'll take it. I'll take being 9-2. Not to sound greedy, but I think we have a chance. We're a couple plays away from being 10-1, 11-0. So the kids are definitely living up to my expectations, but we're definitely not. We're not happy. Not happy. We're not satisfied. We're not satisfied with where we're at. We still have to get better with a couple things. We definitely have to get better on the defensive end. But all in all, I mean, for the start of the season, I'm super happy with where we are. I mean, we've only dropped 2 out of the first 11. Definitely some things to improve on, but man, I'm definitely glad to be where I'm at. And like I said, this is something I've dreamed about, something I prayed for. My wife and I both, and she sees how much I love it. She's starting to really love it now. So raising a kid in the field house is great. So the first year has definitely gotten off to an amazing start.
Talk about that field house, man. There's a lot of, I keep saying expectations, but when you're talking about East Liverpool, that's what it is. It's like Los Angeles, right? You guys are Showtime down there, especially you step into that Potter field house. For you to walk into this position, and you, obviously there's more that you want to do, but there's been some lights out shooting inside that. You guys are magnificent to watch Kade. So when you're watching it, sometimes do you get to be a fan a little bit, or are you always trying to stay in that coach mode?
Well, first of all, the field house. Obviously, I'm biased, but playing here since I was second grade. There's not a better place in the state to play high school basketball. That's my opinion, and I'll stand by that. But as far as watching these kids play, I can't lie to you. There are times where it's like I catch myself just sitting back and letting them play. But I mean, when they're shooting the ball like they are, sometimes it's hard not to. I got to stay in coach mode as much as I can. But man, sometimes when these kids are lighting it up, it's tough not to sit back and kind of enjoy the ride a little bit.
Quite the senior class you guys have this year. We're going to talk to two of them here with Cohen and Nate. Nate coming off one of the greatest games we've ever seen on YSN, 11 threes in a single game. Have you ever seen anything like that? And is that a situation, kind of like we just talked about, as a coach, you just go, hey, give it to the deuce and see what he can do with it?
Yeah, man, Nate and I's coaching player relationship started off when he was a sophomore, and I think that year I coached him as a JV player. He hit 5 game winners, so that's kind of how our relationship started off, and they were all threes. So I kind of know, Nate can stroke it. He's lightning in a bottle when he gets hot. He is unconscious, but the other night shooting 11 for 15 is an amazing percentage. So it was fun to watch. But yeah, when he gets hot like that, him or Cohen or right now even Q, when they get hot, it's kind of just give the hot hand the ball. And what's great about these guys is they see it. When Nate's hot, they start to find him even more. When Cohen's hot, they start to find him even more. And I think that's what's making us so dangerous is we're doing it together. It wasn't like Nate. Nate was 11 of 30 or 11 of 35 from the field. I mean, he was 11 of 15 from the 3-point line.
And I think that's what's most impressive, and something we've been talking about internally is how do you stop East Liverpool? I mean, you've got a 3-headed monster there of just seniors. When you think about it, when you've got guys like Cohen, you mentioned Q as well, that can fill it up, and then obviously everybody knows what Nate can do now. Now he's in the regional spotlight.
Right.
For you, is it a nice problem to have, or I mean, you talked about defense. So what are some of the challenges? I mean, you can't just outshoot everybody every single game. Defensively, how do you guys live up to what you can do offensively?
Yeah, and so that's been a big staple for us because at the beginning of the year, I think our shooting started off a little bit slower. I think there's a couple of things that contribute to that, but our shooting wasn't as hot as it is right now at the beginning of the season, so we leaned on our defense a little more, and I think it showed. We got down by 25 against Lincoln Park, and stormed back in the second half, made them turn the ball over a good bit, and that's how we come back. But now once we start shooting the ball a little bit, we start scoring. Our defense kind of, I don't want to say got pushed to the side, but they kind of got a little lackadaisical on the defensive side, and hey, well, we can score 80 points a night. Well, those district games that are going to be in the 50s and 60s, we're going to have to play defense. So the biggest goal is just keeping these kids' mind on the the ultimate prize, and to raise the banners or hold the trophies that we want to hold. We know we have to lock people down because there could be another shooting slump in the future. I mean, I'm sure there is. That's just the way the game plays. Obviously, I hope we stay this hot, but if we don't, we have to still be able to rely on our defense. And ultimately, I think that's the core of this group anyway. Quentin Conrad's just a nasty on-ball defender. Guys like Blake Atkins, Deshaun Kirby holding down the paint. And then guys like Owen Fredericks coming off the bench and Gavin Wright coming off the bench. These guys are just built to play defense. So I think that's really still the heart of this team is our defense and making them realize that, the more stops you get, the more shots you're going to get. So that defense is going to lead right into us playing offense. So, I mean, that's all good things just to get stops on defense.
I think the thing I appreciate about you the most is you're not afraid to play anybody, anywhere, anytime. Doesn't matter. Obviously, you want to play him in the field house, but
Right.
You'd play him on the moon if you could.
The
second half of your schedule is really kind of intimidating. When you look at it just from a flat standpoint, from an outsider standpoint, as a coach, you look at this down the stretch. Is this something where it's iron sharpening iron and getting ready? What you guys really want is a shot at that state championship.
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously every basketball coach's dream is to win as many games as possible, right? Have this great record. And I think something that I've learned, being in this program and kind of seeing it through its ups and its downs at times is, those sometimes those 19-4s or 17-5 seasons are great, but when you see teams winning the state title at 10-12 or 12-10 or 15-7, like that's the goal. Obviously we want to hang a district banner up in the gym. That's the ultimate goal, and the only way to do that is to play district final type teams like Canfield, like Big Red twice, like Cardinal Mooney when they're rolling. I mean, historically, Lincoln Park, Wheeling Park. I mean, those are the type of teams that we need to have on our schedule all the time if we want to be prepared for those big moments at the end of the season.
You mentioned earlier about your family, your wife. You got a young one at home as well that's growing up in the field house, which is awesome to see. How do you keep the Potter family atmosphere kind of going on the team as opposed to just at home?
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, I say it all the time. I sound like a broken record at times, but these kids make it easy, man. I mean, they've been together since they were in the third or fourth grade. They all either play football together and basketball and run track, or at least two of those sports they all do together. They're together nonstop. And then as far as the Potter faithful, I mean, they're great. They keep that family atmosphere going all the time because they're always here supporting us. And a lot of those, those older fans now, they've been fans since I was in school as well. So I only have a personal relationship from when I was in school, but now to have their support as the coach of the program has been huge.
You and I are tied in from family standpoint. Kind of a cornerstone is Aunt Jen for me.
Yeah.
But for you, having it be your wife's a first time official head coach wife, right?
Yeah.
What's it like for the hero at home, and what's it like for the young one having dad be the head honcho at East Liverpool basketball?
I think it's chaos. I mean, he's 17 months old. All he wants to do is go, 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 go. But she has handled it flawlessly. I mean, I read a quote a long time ago that the coach is only as good as the spouse, and I mean, they can't be more on point, because without her support and her, being okay with me watching film or watching a high school game on the couch last night while he drinks his bottle before he goes to bed, none of this would even be possible. I mean, I'm at the gym on Sunday nights, on Friday nights. If we get a game canceled or practice, school's canceled, we're in the gym no matter what. So without her support, none of this would even be possible. And as far as the little man goes, I mean, last night we were sitting on the couch. Our game got canceled due to some weather, so we sat on the couch and streamed a high school game on the TV. And along with wrestling and running around the house, shooting on his little tight suit, he watched the majority of the first half with me. So it's pretty cool. I'm hoping he falls in love with it, and I'm sure we have a lot of bus rides together in our future.
I love it, man. Coach, we're proud of you. Congratulations so far, halfway through. We're hoping you have an even better second half and then well on into the playoffs. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Absolutely, DJ. Thank you for all you guys do at YSN. Having you guys stream these games and, having commentators and stuff is just, it's not only huge for the school, it's huge for the kids, man, because, I mean, they love going back and watching it. Sometimes you got fans who can't travel, and, seeing what we have through YSN, I mean, we're getting messages from California, North Carolina, Florida. Hey, watching the game live. I mean, that's great. So the Potter family can still stay connected, and I think everything you guys do for all the kids is great.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Kade Reynolds, everybody. We appreciate you, Kade.
Thank you.
We'll have Cohen and we'll have Nate on here in a moment. But again, ladies and gentlemen, one of the best coaches in the area right now, first year head coach, Mr. Kade Reynolds. Thanks, Kade.
Yes, sir.
There he goes. There goes. Again, I mean, he's one of the guys, when you think about basketball in this region right now, Kade Reynolds easily the in the conversation for Coach of the Year. I mean, easily in that conversation, what he's been able to do with that group, and they are a talented group nonetheless, what he's been able to do, what he's been able to squeeze the most juice out of that lemon. My goodness, these guys are playing. You said it. We're behind on our standings. It's 9-2 right now. East Liverpool Potters, and they are back. They are back. They are back. And when they are back, that entire community is on fire. just absolutely in fuego. When I talked to Tommy P, so we're going to talk to his son Cohen here in just a moment. He said there is nothing like this area. This was 8 years ago ish. There's nothing like this area when East Liverpool has a really talented basketball team. And he told me 4 years ago, watch out for the Potters. And it's one of those situations where you say, okay, it's just a dad talking about his kid and their buddies. No, this is the legit team. I mean, this is the real deal. East Liverpool, I'm looking at them right now, and I look at that second half, and are they going to win it all? From a standpoint, are they going to go 11-0 the rest of the season? They may not, right? But that is an intimidating schedule. And the fact that Kade Reynolds does not back down from anybody bodes well for not only the now, but it bodes well for the future of Potter basketball. Because guess what? Everybody makes the playoffs. Iron sharpening iron. Sharpen your sword against some of the best teams. And he said it best. We want to be there when it's done. But, there's teams that are 10-12 winning district and state championships. Why can't it be them? Why can't it be them? And that's why I'm excited to not only – Kade's been in – again, going back to the family thing, Kade's been a guy that's been in our family officially, for a long time. Right? For almost as long as I've been alive, probably, and I think I'm a little older than he is, probably for as long as he's been alive. So it's one of those situations where Aunt Jen just hooking it up. She's the cornerstone, the building block of the foundation. But I'll tell you what, I love everything that Kade Reynolds has been able to do in his first 11 games as the head coach of the East Liverpool Potters. And if it's anything like what I've seen him do from afar, East Liverpool, you got a good one. You got a good one. You got a guy that's going to bring a lot of success and a lot of, how do you say, excitement, I guess is the best word, back to the Potter Fieldhouse. So excited to have that. We're going to have Cohen Pease on in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back right here with more on the YSN Power